What's up, everybody? You know who it is. I might be your boy, I might not. Either way, I'm still actual Cupcake. What's going on? First and foremost, before we get started with this next episode, just want to say we have over 100 subscribers. Well, I shouldn't say but we and my guests, past and future. So I just want to thank everybody for that. Whether you've watched one episode, whether you subscribed to help me out and just hit my first goal of that, whether you genuinely like this stuff, whether you're only here for the guest segments, whether you're only here for parts with me talking, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, thank you. I cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. Yeah, this has been something cool I've been doing. I've been getting great feedback. I keep being told I have like a great voice for this and that, and all sorts of weird compliments that I never got. And it's definitely been helping with like my confidence in this like unsure time. I've been feeling really at peace being able to do this amongst like the freakouts and the minor bouts of depression over not having a career, not moving forwards, not knowing what's going on in the world, all the other crazy shit that gets thrown around and we hear about it. It's flying all over the place. So in a new location today, decided to join you from my couch. It's late at night. Again, that episode I did with Adrian and that episode I did with Andrew, the 15 minutes or so, emphasis on the or so, because we both know those episodes ain't 15 minutes. And most of the time when I have guests, they're probably not going to be. I love both those guys very much. Thank you to them for coming on. If you haven't checked out those episodes, do it. If you did see those and are now confused as to why I don't have a guest, this originally started as just me. So I have episodes that cover like my history in the music industry. I have episodes that, I have one that discusses why I'm called Joel Cupcake. I have a few episodes that are like just some tips for upcoming bands and musicians and whatnot in the industry. I have just, I have an episode where I talk about Dumbass Tiger King. I got all sorts of stuff. I'm hitting it all over the barrel. I have like a shorter episode that's an intro episode. I also have a shorter episode in the middle of all that where I kind of took a break. I was struggling mentally. But this is my outlet. This is my way to say that. It's also my way to admit it. And if I don't admit it, then what am I doing this for? What's the point? Yeah. So again, I just wasted 3 minutes. I apologize. But thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you have watched it, or you do like it, or you think I'm a dumbass, or you think I'm adorable, whatever it is, just click down below at the end of the video. Please hit subscribe. I super appreciate you. Thank you for that. When I do those ones by myself, all I use is an iPhone 11 Pro, the front-facing camera, and a tripod. That's it. The episodes with the guests are done from my laptop. I know the sound issues have been a little funky, so I apologize for that. And I'm going to use the headset from now on because I got a nice gaming rig, so whatever, might as well use it. Have some great guests coming up. Really excited about them. My day job ends May 15th, which is next Friday or 2 Fridays from now, I don't know. I will be doing a lot more of these episodes, 2 to 3 a week, hopefully. I know a couple people have said more content. Let me see it, more of it. So hopefully that's what you're going to get. Okay, that was my little spiel. Anyways, on to today's episode. It's late at night, somewhere in a galaxy far, far away. That's right. It's the Star Wars episode. May the 4th be with all of you. And I'm not going to hit you with that long live and prosper. Joke would be funny, but I'm not going to. Wearing my Jordan Buckley Han Solo shirt. Check it out. Love it. Great. Always makes me laugh. Always got to wear it. Oh man, Star Wars. Let me tell you, I got 2 different Star Wars tattoos. That's been a ritual in my life since as far back as I can remember. Star Wars was always on USA Network as a kid. I would watch that shit with my dad. We would decorate the tree. We would put presents under the tree, decorate the house, do a fat dinner together. Like, it was always like our thing every single Christmas time for as long back as I can remember. I did a podcast a couple weeks back with my buddy Sean Mott. We talked all things Star Wars. It's called Metalcore Nerds. I've posted about it a few times. Go check it out on Facebook, Stitcher, I don't know, Apple Podcasts, all that. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But on that, I admitted that, like, the first thing I remember that scared me as a kid in a movie was, when Luke's trying to find old Ben, and the Tusken Raider goes, and, like, knocks him over. Oh man, that scared the piss out of me when I was a little one. Went back, watched it again. Hey, Dad, this wasn't that scary. We just kept watching it. It's been great. It's been like a lifelong thing. Like, behind me in this bookshelf, I have like 50 independent Star Wars novels, which of course are not canon, which means they don't count after Disney bought the property. But that's whatever. It's whatever. It's still more accessible. The universe is growing. Disney's done some rad things, so I can't be that mad, I guess. But yeah, Star Wars Day on Disney Plus. They added all the movies. Great. Check them out. Watch them. Everybody likes different ones. We're not going to get into my favorites and not my favorites. All I have to say is, if you think Solo is better than Rogue One, you're fucking crazy. Solo is definitely up there with Empire. I'm sorry, not Solo. Wow. That's what I get for doing a video at fucking 1 a.m. Rogue One is up there with Empire, in my opinion. Rogue One's actually the best standalone film, I would say. But yeah, love that movie. It's really good. All the fan service when they're running around reading the names of the files in the middle of the central spire. Those were all old books, all old book titles, old stories that were never used, that Disney said weren't canon, most of which I own, but that's not the point. It was a great fan service. The main thing I'm here to talk about that I just cannot put up with, oh man, I am nerding the fuck out, is Clone Wars, the animated show. Now, I know you're thinking, animated show, Clone Wars, that was on Cartoon Network, that's for kids. Listen, the first 2 seasons were produced very poorly, not made well. The graphics are terrible. The storyline jumps literally all over the fucking place. Doesn't make any sense. If you just watch it, they put out the final season. It's season 7. It just ended, and let me tell you, the heaviness, like the emotion that I felt at the end of that episode, the last couple really, was probably more emotion than I felt from any of the new movies, except when Han dies. And if I spoiled that for you and you didn't know that Han died, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, just like the way they tell the story of Ahsoka and her reflection and situation with the Jedi Order, which I don't want to spoil for anybody, and just like the way she handles things at the end, getting to see Maul turn into like a full-flushed fucking character, just everything, the Siege of Mandalore, how close people were to figuring out, and the Jedi Order figuring it out. And how badly Anakin was groomed, and you realize that Obi-Wan Kenobi is the greatest Jedi of all time. You might not agree with me normally, but if just watch Clone Wars and you will. It was originally supposed to end after season 6, so the last couple episodes of season 6 are all about Yoda and the Force, and like doing, we call it the Force ghost, us people, but like living forever. The thing Qui-Gon figured out, he was the first one that figured it out. They go into detail about that. It's cool. It's like a 4-part episode just about Yoda and R2-D2. R2's just like an auxiliary character, but it's mostly Yoda. It's really cool. They do not mention metachlorians or midichlorians or however you want to pronounce it, whatever way it rolls off your tongue. Those things that we all hated that George Lucas invented for the story. It does not mention that. It was supposed to end that way. They brought it back. brand new graphics. It looks fucking flawless. You feel like you're in a movie theater watching an animated movie when you're sitting here at home watching on a 4K TV. You know, Ahsoka Tano is Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, and also Obi-Wan's at the same time. You'd have to. I don't want to spoil too much. You have to watch it. I'm excited because Disney and Jon Favreau and everybody involved in Mandalorian is doing a payoff that, to my knowledge, no company's ever done. DC does a lot of the stuff with the Arrowverse, you know, with Arrow, Flash, Black Lightning, you know, Legend of Tomorrow, Batwoman, and Supergirl. And they all tie in together, but like Disney is taking the Clone Wars animated series, Rebels, the animated series, which is after Clone Wars, Solo, and Mandalorian season 1, and it's all tying together in Mandalorian season 2. You know, if you watched season 1 and that last scene was like, what is that like weird glowing lightsaber looking thing that the Imperial has? It's the dark saber. It has a lot to do with Mandalorian culture. Watch both Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the animated series, and Star Wars Rebels, the animated series. It will all come to fruition. At the end of Solo, if you were like, Maul's alive, why does it look like he's running a criminal syndicate? Well, that's because he is. An interesting standpoint or reflection is that Maul, you know, in this article I read, Opinion, Maul actually formed the first alliance against Palpatine. It was all of bad guys, but technically they existed before the Rebel Alliance. So that's all I'm going to give you. You got to watch the show. Clone Wars, you know, takes place in between episodes 2 and 3. And Rebels, I believe, takes place 5 years before. Is it before A New Hope, or is it before? I think it's 5 years before The Force Awakens. I'm drawing a blank right now, and I don't want to Google it on my computer, so it doesn't matter. It's one of the in-between times. So it's awesome. I watch Rebels. It carries some of the stories over. These are animated shows, but like the storytelling they're giving you, it doesn't always pay off right away. You got to be patient, but like the stories of the Force, the interconnection of things, the history of the Jedi, good and bad, like they're wrapping it up, and it's great. And like, you know, you're like, oh, Crimson Dawn, and then you see Darth Maul at the end of Solo, and you're like, isn't he dead? Well, he doesn't die. They explain all that. You see it in both of these shows. You know what I mean? Maul exists in both of them. And that alone is worth watching, seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and like the story of what the shit he's actually gone through, and like the crap that happened to him in his life, and he still is a Jedi, and he's still pure and true. It's just like mind-blowing, which is why, in my opinion, he is the greatest ever. You know, it's just like, it's great, you know. And now Rosario Dawson got cast to play Ahsoka Tano in the live action. So again, they're tying in 4 separate stories at once in The Mandalorian season 2. It is still being filmed. I saw some interview with not Favreau, the other guy, about how like Dave Filoni, about how, I think that was his name. Pretty sure that's who it was. About how like, because of how they film the show and the location they're using to film a lot of The Mandalorian, they haven't been ordered to shut down, I guess, with what's going on with Corona. So we're still getting season 2. It's supposedly still on track, coming out in October. I cannot fucking wait. This is just water, don't worry. But, I mean, Rosario Dawson is like my nerd girlfriend. If you know who she is, you know. I'm excited to see how they finish the story. I think Mandalorian season 1 was phenomenal. Clone Wars has told so many stories you didn't expect to hear. you've fallen in love with so many characters you didn't expect to fall in love with, you know, and then it goes into Rebels, and Rebels you have this connection to, like, you know, it being two older people showing the way, and it being a bunch of young kids also helping. And, you know, these are cartoons. You don't think they're designed for adults, but let me tell you, that storytelling, A+, bro. Check it the fuck out. Star Wars rules. Rogue One rules. You know, this is going to piss a lot of people off. Episode 2 might be considered the worst episode. It's also the most important, because if Anakin doesn't secretly marry Padme, he doesn't want to save her, thus he doesn't get tempted by the dark side, thus he doesn't become Darth Vader, thus he doesn't kill all the Jedi and bring balance to the Force. Sorry, you don't like it? I don't care. This has been Joel Cupcake. It's me, your boy. Hit subscribe. Thank you for the support. Right around 16 minutes. You know, the ones that are just me, I'm still going to keep them short and sweet. I'm going to do my best. Everybody stay safe, be blessed. I know part of the country's reopening. Get out there, do your activities. Please wear your masks. You know, even if you don't think this is real, take the time, use the internet, look up the shit that actually has come out of Italy, and look at the places that have taken this seriously and the warnings that we're receiving. I'm not going to make that a political tirade. I don't care which party you are in. I don't care if you do or don't believe the president. Think for yourself. Be free, be safe, be smart. Take care. Stimulate your brain. Do some mental reading. Do something creative like I have with this. I picked up my book, The Art of War. You know, never read it. Business people read it. Mobsters read it. Gangsters read it. Generals read it. I mean, just well-educated people read it. So I'm very excited. I'm loving it so far. I'm sure I'll have an episode about it when we're done, because this probably isn't going anywhere, because I am liking it. So again, this has been Joel Cupcake Unedited. My next video, I will have a very special guest I'm very excited to have on. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. I've already talked about him on the show. So I'm excited for all of you to get to meet him. We'll be talking about some pretty important shit. He's rad. He's tattooed, and he likes metalcore, and he likes wrestling. That's all the hint I'm going to give you. Okay, again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and may the 4th be with you.